Hello all and welcome to another episode of Never Have I Ever Played, a series in which I take a game I've genuinely never played before, give it a bash for the very first time and basically give you a first thoughts review of it. So today what are we playing? Well, on the PlayStation 2 we are playing Ford Racing 3. Yes, Ford Racing 3, so we're on a third iteration. I've never played Ford Racing 1 or 2, but if we're on 3 then surely the series and the games cannot be that bad if they get that far along. What I like to do in these videos, do like to look at the box art, see how they try to make it appeal to us, see how they try to sell it to us. So looking at the front there, what have we got going on? Well, we've got, 6 different vehicles there in this sort of blocky imagery going on. And they're all different types of vehicles because I noticed that one of them's a truck down there. And I don't know if they meant this, but they're all in different colours. So is that suggesting perhaps some sort of customization of your vehicles within the game in how they appear and how they look? I don't know. And also I've noticed on the front we've got no ratings. Some games splash ratings on if they've done well. There are no 9 out of 10s. There are no 97% from PlayStation Plus or anything like that. So let's flip it over and look at the back. And this is how they really try and sell it to us, surely. Now, the images I've noticed straight away are this blockage imagery again. But this time we've got sort of more, I don't know, sort of action shots, but they're not definitely gameplay images because they're obviously front on. So it's more of a cinematic images that we are getting here. But again, showcasing more Ford cars, and the yellow truck there look like it makes appearance again. So what have we got? Drive the car of your dreams. Well, if the car of your dreams is a Ford, then I suppose there's a good chance that it's in here. And then we've got experience the drive of your life with Ford Racing 3 from the 28 Model T up to the latest concepts. Ford Racing 3 offers unparalleled access to the finest collection of automobiles in the world. Well, finest collection of Ford automobiles in the world. I'm pretty sure the finest collection would include a lot of other makes as well. For the first time in the series, drive 11 European Ford vehicles, including the Capri, Escort Cosworths, Racing Puma, Sierra RS500, and many more. I must admit, having a bash on an Escort Cosworth sounds like a lot of fun. I might try and hunt that down when we eventually get it started. So we've got 55 beautifully detailed Ford automobiles, Ford GTs, Thunderbirds, Concepts, SVT vehicles, Mustangs, and trucks. So beautifully detailed. So that'll be interesting. Obviously, it's a Ford game, so they want them to look exactly like their cars. 26 sumptuously detailed tracks with interactive scenery, road, off-road, oval tracks, and more. So we've got a little bit of depth to the tracks there, a little bit of interactiveness going on. So it's not just a bland racer potentially where you're just going around one circuit after another. Unlock a huge range of game modes, tracks, and vehicles as you face each challenge. So unlockables as well. So the game sounds like it's got a bit of depth to it. Innovative Ford competition mode containing 14 unique championships. So 14 and unique championships. There we go. The depth is there. So that's a little bit appealing to know that your game's got a little bit of depth and that you're not going to get bored with it after about 5 to 10 minutes. Well, we hope not. And then finally, race head to head in split screen for the ultimate race experience. So we've got a bit of two player, not co-op, two player head to head action couch thing going on possible there. Got my words a little bit muddled there, sorry about that. And then a couple of websites down here, www.fordracing3.com and www.empireinteractive.com. I'm wondering very much if that Ford Racing 3 one works. I highly doubt it, but Empire Interactive might. I'll give both of them a bash after we've indeed given the game a bash. So what we gleaned from that? Well, to be honest with you, if you've taken the time in the shop and it's caught your eye to the extent that you want to read the back of the box, I think the back of the box actually does the game a supreme amount of justice in selling it. Whether it actually delivers is now what we're about to find out. So let's pop this into the system and give Ford Racing 3 a bash on the PlayStation 2. Okay, so for the PlayStation 2, playing it for the very first time is Ford Racing 3. And I'm looking forward to it. And what I'm hoping for, actually, now, before the game gets going, is a nice, snazzy little intro. Something that will make the game appeal to me, will really sell the game to me. In fact, it doesn't need to sell it to me. I've already bought it. So I want it to get me hyped for the game. Really get me wanting to get straight into the action. So we've got a couple of dev screens to get past. We've got Razorworks here with the sound of razors cutting your logo. I did just pick up on that. Very well played there. And are we going to get an intro? Well, we're going to be told it's Adobe Pro Logic 2. And here we are. Here is our intro. And obviously the first thing you see is the graphics. So that is the very first impression that I'm going to be making. And what am I seeing so far? Well, it looks good. It looks great. In fact, the graphics look really good. But obviously I'm hearing the music as well. Music isn't awful. Music's good too. And the intro is doing its job so far. It's showing us some very high octane action here. We've seen cars weaving in and out of each other, drifting around corners, going over jumps, sort of these high speed images from sort of inside the car there, mixing it up inside and out of the car sort of thing. All of this is cinematics, not actually gameplay, but again, it is certainly high octane. Showing a lot of the cars as well. Lots of different cars across many different terrains as well. I'm pretty sure there it is. I've picked up on snow. There it is again. We've got just roads. We've got dirt as well. So we've got different terrains. We've got a whole multitude of cars. I mean, the box did say there's 55 different cars to unlock. Yes, they're all Fords, but there's plenty of them, and it was showcasing quite a few of them there. So the intro was good. The intro was good. It's got me wanting to play the game, even though I've already technically bought it. It's got me wanting to dive into the action, is what I mean. So I'll be interested to see how we do and how we get on with it. Yeah, I'm very, very intrigued, actually. Very intrigued. Select video mode, 60 Hz. I know that will be not a problem, which this screen is a test mode, so it was fine. So let's press start and dive into it. I've got a memory card in, so we'll skip past all of that. And it wants us to select the driver profile, so we're going to have to make one of those quickly. I was going to put my name in, but I realised no memory card, no point. So there we go. We'll just skip past all this as well. So here are our game modes. At the top, quick race, but already selected is single player. There is multiplayer, but it isn't highlighted because I've only got one joypad active. And of course options, and if we do have more than one profile, we can switch between them quite easily. So I am probably going to nip into quick race and just have a race of that and see how we get on. But we're going to go to single player just to see what modes we've got here. So we've got Ford Competition, Ford Challenge, Ford Collection, Driver Details. I'm guessing that will just be a stats page, and obviously the ability to save the game at any time. So what is Ford Competition? Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got this sort of grid here, obviously branches out, so these are locked at the moment, but when we complete that one, we'll unlock the next ones, showing us that it's not raced and that the difficulty is on easy. These are easy, and obviously unlock that, we'll unlock these two. Now we've got a medium one and an easy one, and another medium one below it, medium, medium, hard, hard, medium, and then hard, hard, and then the final, the GT World is hard as well. So that's good. We've got a lot of variation by the look of it. And we've got a nice little grid to try and sort of challenge our way through and beat. The only thing that worries me about this sort of mode is if we get to the middle here and say you get stuck on both these mediums, you're gonna be stuck there for a while and you can't get beyond it. So I hope there's a lot of replayability factors in everything else, because that could be an issue if you do get stuck. I mean, you'll only have to do one of these two then to get to the final GT, but these are all hard, so what if you get stuck? You may never be able to do the final thing there. But they look like they're locked into place. So that was what, Ford Competition. So what is Ford Challenge? Selected challenge theme. So the theme, by the looks of it, looks like different cars. We've got the Thunderbirds, they're good to go. Puns on films, I've got it. Mustangs, Generations, Concepts, GT, trucks and SVT, and obviously I'm guessing once you pick the theme, you then pick the car. But I just noticed this GT, the first one looked very white. I think the white car helped me there. So that one, yeah, looks like you can pick it, but you can't pick the other three, so you're going to have to unlock the cars to do that. But at the same time, the challenge, I'm guessing, is always available to you too. So there is some replayability there. But what we're going to do, we're just going to go into quick race, pick some options there, and then just dive straight into the action. So what options are we going to get once we press on quick race as we are loading? So what we're going to get, we're going to be thrown straight into the race by the look of it. Okay, so we're going to get a feel for it straight away, and of course X is accelerate as it normally is. Getting a feel for the sensitivity of the driving. Doesn't feel too bad. Certainly doesn't feel oversensitive. I generally pick up on that straight away. And I'm not braking into corners. I'm lifting my thumb off the accelerator. What is the brake? Tapping square seems to bring on my brake lights, so we'll go with that. Triangle doesn't appear to do anything, neither does circle, but that is yet to be 100% confirmed. But the sensitivity of the driving is good. The car is responding without over or under responding, if that makes sense. I am liking it. Again, I've still got to get used to it, but I am liking it. I have no idea what difficulty this is on. I say it literally just threw me straight into the action. I was expecting a little bit of an option screen, but it has thrown me straight into the action. But I am enjoying it. I am enjoying this very much. I've not got annoyed instantly with it, which can happen with some driving games, which do the oversensitive thing, as I think, as he understeers that corner, so hits the wall. Get my words out eventually. But the car is sticking to the track nicely. It really is. I'm getting the hang of the sensitivity quite quick, as again we power slide over that and overdo it. But we're going to finish the first lap way down the grid in 4th. But as I say, we're still getting used to it, but it's not bad. And as I say, the surroundings, graphic wise to look at, I mean, there's nothing out of the extraordinary to look at, but what there is to look at is presented well. Good graphics. And we're getting the hang of it now. Every time I say that, I drive into a wall. So I tend to just take my finger off the accelerator when cornering rather than brake. That's what I'm doing a lot of. But I'm getting the hang of it. As I say, the first lap was a bit ropey, but I'm getting the hang of the handling already. And it is good. It is good. As I say, this is a game that I can see me wanting to play a lot more of. Certainly with all the unlockables, there's something for you to aim for. And that challenge mode, the one where you unlock cars, but you can still go into with the cars available, looks like it's offering some replayability. And if a quick race just throws you straight into it, then there's going to be replayability there as well. As this car overtakes me, wasn't particularly racing too bad, but he's caught up with me and done me. But it looks like we're now going to finish him first. So it was a bit ropey on the first lap, but we got the hang of the controls really quickly, and then was able to basically have a reasonably steady lap and finish the race. And that was good. This game, I say, handles well. It really does handle well. I'm very, very impressed with it from what I've seen so far. So I have no idea. There we go. So I was just about to say I have no idea what difficulty it was on. It was on easy. Now I've been on games where it's been easy before, and I've still not had an easy experience, if that makes sense, because I've had some issues with the controls. But bearing in mind I'm using a D-pad, and I did win on easy, and I picked it up quite quickly. No issues with the controls at all. No issues with sensitivity. Really, really enjoyed that. So that's it, the ability to retry it straight away, but we will exit. We will exit. And that was good. So yes, it would be interesting to see actually, because it threw us straight into the quick race. Will it throw us straight into the quick race again? I don't know. But yes, we've got replayability out of quick race, and out of one of the single player modes, certainly looks like it does with different challenges. But that grid looks like it could be a problem if you get to a certain point and get stuck. You may end up staying stuck. But then again, if you play it, there's going to be more cards unlocked, because again, it really does bang home on the box. And as you can see, there's plenty of stuff to unlock and keep you challenged and keep you going there, even if you do get stuck. But I'm going to go to quick race again and see if we end up with the same car and the same track. That would be very interesting. That would be very interesting. So let's see. But so far, I've got a negative in the fact that in that mode that you can get stuck and that'll be it. But at the same time, the handling is good. And there we go. We're diving in a quick race. And it's completely different. We're a truck on snow. And obviously, the truck is a lot slower. And I'm trying to adapt to the conditions straight away, because obviously I know it's going to be more slippy with it being snow. But that's good. That's a replayability factor right there. The fact that quick race really does throw you straight into a race, and it's not always going to be the same. I mean, it might throw us into that first race again, maybe after this, I don't know. But for it to not throw you into the same race twice in a row is good, obviously. Very good. And as I say, it then makes it very pick up and play, because you literally just hit quick race and you're playing. And it's on easy as well, so it It's going to be laid back. It's going to be not too much of a challenge. And as you'll see, I played a race for the very first time and was able to win it after a very ropey first lap. So easy does look like it means easy. And as I say, I'm liking the handling of the vehicles. I mean, I'm struggling now, but that is because, as you see, we're driving on mud and snow, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But it's good. It is good. This is fun. This is a fun little racer. I mean, it's not going to set the world alight. I can't imagine it won too many gaming awards or anything like that. But it's another cheapie, and if you don't drive into posts, it's not too bad. I say, yeah, it's another cheapie, so it's not going to set you back too much either. It's going to be good fun for a decent amount of time because of the replayability factors I mentioned, for not a lot of money. So I'm liking it. I really am liking it. And again, I'm looking at the graphics of this snow level as well. Very good. Graphics good all round. Handling good all round. Not a bad little cheap racer. And here we go. That is lap 1, down in 5th. Hitting that post has really cost me, but can we pull it back to a respectable position? Because we're going to finish this race and then I'll give my final thoughts. But as I'm giving my final thoughts, I think what I'm going to do is go into another quick race. I'm not going to race it. I'm going to go into another quick race and see if we get yet another setup. Different vehicle, different track sort of thing. And as I say, again, I've got the used to driving on the snow and how it handles. And I like to think that I'm doing a bit better. This is a nice touch here, driving across a stream mid-race. As well, that's a nice touch. So yeah, like I said, it has interactive circuits. It said that on the box. And that's one example of it. Stream to drive across mid-race. So here we go. We're up to 2nd now. As I say, we've got the hang of this snowy terrain a little bit. So we might nick the win here. We might. Where's that finish line? Turn up now. Let's not drive into another post. Oh, we've got a bit of a spin out there. So, again, we're in the snow. Expected. Especially if you're bad at driving games like I am. And he's pushing me sideways. He's going to cost me the race. Wow. There is trials and tribulations in a short period of time. And you played it for the very first time. You can't just have another go and edit that out. But there we go. That is the pitfalls of racing, I suppose. But at the same time, I can see them in the distance already, but have we got enough track to actually catch up? The white dot there is the finish line in the map. And that's a good thing. Every race needs a mini-map. Every race should have a mini-map. That is pretty much a must. So this has it. And now I'm trying to do my damage to catch anybody. I'm driving all over the place. Arriving up walls. And there we go. That car absolutely mugged me right off and ended me up, putting me in last. But that's what happens sometimes. That is gaming. But there we go. After struggling, getting the hang of it, looking like I was going to win, I got screwed. So let's exit that, exit again, and now we'll see if we do a quick race for a 3rd time, if indeed we get another one. And as I say, this is just going to prove replayability factor. I don't know how many times, if this is different as well, it'll keep churning up different stuff until you get the same one again. I can imagine it will happen. But then again, if it's got as many tracks as it claims, as many cars as it claims, you could keep getting different stuff over again. And we have. This looks like a different track in a different car as well. So, just told us off for over revenue at the start, I noticed. But here we go. So, final thoughts on the game as we play a little bit of this track. Final thoughts on the game. This game, in today's market, is not expensive. And I tell you what, for the price, for fun, for a couple of evenings, for what can be no more than a couple of quid, I would say, if you like your racing games, you like your cheap racing games, without them being bad, then this, just pick it up. It's not bad at all. Graphically it's good, musically it's good, cars handle exactly as you would expect, unless you get screwed by a truck that spins you around. On easy, a lot of the time, even if you're not very good at racing games, you're going to come up top or certainly be there or thereabouts once you just played it for a little bit and get used to the handling of the cars. So again, I'll say it, for the money in today's market, if you like your racing games, then I would say pick this one up and give it a little bash, because I've certainly had fun with it, and I'm probably now going to spend the rest of the evening playing it and really digging into some of those modes and be challenged by the unlockables. and enjoy some of the challenges that look like they have replayability. So it's both challenging with replayability as well. That's another positive for the game. But like I said, hand as well, plays well, looks good, sounds good for what it is. As I say, it's not no Forza, but at the same time, it's a decent little racer. I'm enjoying it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think this just leaves me now to say thank you very much for watching. And as always, take care.